Hello everyone. Welcome to Shared Lantern Tarot. My name is Sophie and I want to welcome all in all. Bienvenue. I apologize sincerely for not having made videos in the last 10 days. I had a visitor and basically I have to dismantle my whole studio in order to allow her to sleep somewhere. So I couldn't do videos then, and it's very complicated to get my laptop out of there and into the living room and do videos. It's too complicated. And then she left her dogs. One is a dachshund and one is a very large breed dog, probably a mix of pit bull with boxer. There might be some Argentinian dog in her. So she's very big and she has epilepsy. And for the first 3 nights, since Sunday, she's had five epileptic seizures. And I don't know if you know this, but that is very impressive to watch and to help a dog through that. And it really affected me greatly. So I couldn't do videos. Last night was the first night she hadn't had any epileptic seizures. So I'm very happy. Now, if you hear them running and playing with their toys behind my closed door, I will not stop them from doing it because, like I said, it's her first night. No epileptic seizures. Yay! And you know what? I found out because I'm trying to look at frequencies and the impact frequencies have on people. So I thought, okay, I have a dog, epilepsy, it's in the brain. Let's look at frequency. And there has been some medical research that says that I think it's called the Jewel Piano K448 from Mozart, that has been proven to reduce between 35 and 80% of the seizures in humans. So I started putting that on 3 times a day, and I've seen her improve. Like her recovery was faster because after a seizure she was completely lost. She was disoriented and she was completely lost. So I started using it, and when I could see in her eyes, because I do Reiki on her, when I could see in her eyes that, oh, okay, something is coming, I would go on YouTube and put that piece on, and I think I may have avoided seizures. So last night she didn't have any. I'm very pleased. Okay, enough about the dog. As you could see from the thumbnail, I decided to go with space news today because it's low energy for me. Sometimes I like, reading on this. I'm just simply curious about it. But there's two events that are happening right now that may have that should be in the news. One is the G3 I did take notes. A G3 geomatic storm from the sun that is coming our way, supposed to hit us between today and April 3rd, and that has the power to disable satellites, communications, and even power outages. Another thing that I'd like to read on, it's just for fun, it's those fireballs that we've been having all over the world. There has been an increase of by 300%. Scientifically, we do know where they're coming from. We expected it. We expected them to come. You know that I3 Atlas space thingy that came by and went around the sun and left us. Well, it left some debris, and we expected to be hit by them. So there you go. But is there a message behind all of this? I'm just curious to find out. And last but not least, it's Artemis 2, those astronauts getting ready to launch today. And with all that's going on, what is the impact this is going to have on them? Now, when I used my pendulum, it was told that they wouldn't launch today. At the time of this reading, it is now 11:29. I am going to pause this video just to go see if they have lunch, just in case. They still haven't launched. So let's do a reading on, first of all, those fireballs. What meaning do those fireballs have spiritually for us? And I say that I'm asking that question because we do know scientifically where they're coming from, but sometimes there is also a meaning, a special meaning spiritually. Everything is connected, as you know. It is encouraging us to reflect on our achievements, but also on our own behaviors right now. So it starts with the 7 of Pentacles. And this is about reflecting on the work that we have done, reflecting on how we're, what we have to live with and things like that. And then it looks at our victories, how far we have come. And then the devil. We're about to destroy it. It's not the tower, I understand it, but it's the devil. We're about to destroy what we have successfully achieved. So I want to have a clarifier on the devil, please. We have the wheel that is stuck between two mountains. So we're stuck right now. We're stuck with the devil. And if we look at the United States, it's losing all of its allies. And the dog is something about friendship. It's also something about faithfulness. When you have a dog, he will do everything and anything for you, right? But in this case, in the case of the devil, he says he'll do anything and everything for you, but you're stuck. You're stuck, and then we get the tower. We get the tower. It's not in ruins right now, but if we keep on going, it will be. We need to seek peace. I apologize. We need to seek peace. We need to seek peace. And we need to continue making those unions, like those countries that are making unions outside of the United States. We need to continue working on that. So I thought it was going to be very light, that it was going to be very light reading, but no, it's not. It's not. They're telling us something. They're telling us something. So for the next reading, we're going to look at the sun flares. There was a G3 geomagnetic storm. So that's basically the sun that went basically threw up, and it's heading our way. Now those type of magnetic of sun flare storms do have some impact on the Earth. It's affecting the ionosphere. That's a tough word for a French girl. No. Having said that, our atmosphere is being bombarded by radioactivity and things like that, and depending on your school of thought, some say that it affects the earthquakes, volcanoes, and things like that, and some say no, it has absolutely no impact. Also, some say that it does have an impact on people, sensitive people, very highly sensitive people, and others say no, it does not. So, they're still doing some research on the people, but I'm going to put the channel of the person that did, he's a physicist, astrophysicist or something like that, and he vulgarizes things fairly good. And I watch him from time to time, and he basically shows us, okay, we had this flare coming at us, and when it happened, we had this earthquake coming to us. And he also talks about the positions of the planets and things like that. So he must be an astrophysicist. So, yeah. So what I want to know is, basically, according to him, we have to expect that our communication satellites are going to be affected, that our power grids may be affected, and those astronauts, if they go ahead with the launch, will be affected with radiation. So will the astronauts that are in the International Space Station. So how is that G3 geomatic storm going to affect us spiritually? I'm starting over, sorry. How will this geomagnetic sun affect us spiritually? If that card comes back, that means it's meant to be there. Oh. Okay, you got the Tower and battles. This is going to affect the war, that's for sure. This is going to affect the war. We got a new beginning in a financial way. I'm going to come back to it. But I do believe this is going to affect the war because we're relying on satellites to pinpoint where we're going to bombard. We're relying on satellites to be able to communicate. We're relying on satellites for what are we not relying on satellites for, right? So there are going to be some satellites that are going to be destroyed by that storm. And the reason why I say the war is because of this guy. He's in battle. So, you know how Einstein said, I don't know what we're going to fight World War III with, but I do know that World War IV will be fought with stone and sticks. Well, that's what I'm seeing right now. They're going if they continue fighting, they will have to rely on not using satellites for a few days. Financially, sorry, I see it two ways. The market will be affected, but also it is going to remind us that maybe the good old ways to keep money on us rather than using cards is better. You know, like we use the debit cards, the credit cards all the time. Well, we need to have satellites for that. So I would strongly suggest that you have some money with you for the next few days rather than relying on your debit card. And it is going to, I think it's going to make you more conscious about your spending, and you're going to like it a little bit more. During that outage, because there might be some electric outage, like the power grids and things like that, it's a nice, it's like a practice. I feel, I hear, and I sense the word practice within me. It's practice event for us, and it is going to allow us to see, okay, we need one another, and we need to help one another in events like that. And again, it's the practice. You're going to look at what you've got, and you're going to see that you need more. So I think that this is in back-ended way practice to what may be coming. And when I say what may be coming, I'm talking about several psychics talk about it, and I feel it too, that there's going to be a blackout. So this is going to be practice for a blackout. That's what I think it is going to be. So just have your ducks aligned in a row, and just know that this, if there is an outage, it's not going to last very long, but realize that, okay, I need this, 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 and that if there is some kind of a blackout. And the last one that I want to look at, I'm going to put you on pause again. I just want to see if Artemis has launched, because my pendulum said that it wouldn't launch. It wouldn't, not launch, but launch. So let me get back to you.